Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode of Katy G TV. I'm Katy Goshtasby, and in this episode we're going to be talking about how do you create your brand by being in control and using your imagination. And that's super exciting. So you ready to get excited with me? Say yes. All right, good. So you know how I always bring my life and my experiences to all my client engagements into these TV episodes. So here's what spawned this TV episode. When I was a kid growing up, and I'm talking I was about 8 or 9, I had a really good girlfriend, Tammy, and we grew up in Indiana. And we decided one day, we were playing in my basement, that we were going to set up a business. And we called it the Face Place. And we went all out with the Face Place. We had a business, and we had clientele, and we had products, and we had service offerings, and we spent a ton of time creating this endeavor and growing it and nurturing it and having fun with it and really using our imaginations. So that made me stop and think. When I was a kid, I used my imagination all the time. The Face Place was just one example, but I was constantly using my imagination and really being transported to all these different realms of reality, and I had fun with it, and it was exciting. So fast forward all these years, and I stop and I think, we don't use our imaginations enough in business or in our personal lives, especially when it comes to our brand. As adults, if you stop and look at your life, we're always doing, right? Go do this, go do that, meetings, places to go. We don't spend enough time just being and creating for ourselves. That's child's play, right? Kids are supposed to be using their imagination and daydreaming and wasting their time. As adults, we're all supposed to be doing stuff and being productive. But stop and consider, is that really true? Because your reality is shaped by you having a thought and imagining how it could be, and then you take action and do stuff and make it happen. And the more you use your imagination and create your reality from a space of what do I want, rather than jumping in and just doing something, how do I want it to look and how do I want it to evolve? Exactly the way we did, my friends, when we were kids and used our imagination. So that's what I do. Every time I have an idea, or every time I want to take on an initiative, I sit and think about it deliberately and I use my imagination. That's my roadmap. Is it always easy? No, it's not always easy. It's hard to make time and prioritize just sitting there and daydreaming because, again, we revert to that's childlike behavior. But I do that and I force myself to do that and I really enjoy the process. And then step 2 is I take a piece of paper and I take pen to it and I actually write down what it's going to be like. And from there, then I can create my own reality. So what does this mean for you? Stop and consider. When was the last time you really used your imagination and thought and inspired yourself to create something that you were looking to do? It doesn't have to be creating a big business. It can be as small as saying, I'm going to go on a road trip, or I'm going to go visit my cousin Susie. But stopping and practicing using your imagination to create it in your mind's eye gives it a lot of power and puts you in control to have a deliberate brand based on your response to a thought and a concept. And then you can go into action and make it happen, whatever that means for you. And that's the real roadmap to creating your brand by using your imagination. If you're not doing that, why not? And what are tiny little steps you could do to make that happen for yourself? Maybe it's taking 5 minutes a day every so often to just create and imagine and daydream. There's nothing wrong with that. Great brands daydream and then make it happen. So if you thought this material in this episode was helpful, I hope you can share it with someone you think will benefit. If you have questions or concerns about your own brand that you want to discuss, click the button in this video. Let's set up a call, you and me, to discuss it and start growing your brand exactly the way you want it. And until next time, Katy G out.